coming low. All right. So we were set up as a Center of Excellence in Environmental Education of the Ministry of Environment, Forests and Climate Change, Government of India in 1984. And we are a national institution with a headquarters in Ahmedabad. Our activities promote environmental education through awareness, demonstration, working with communities, decision makers, schools, university, young people, and a number of other target audiences. Through a partnership, in a partnership mode, we work a lot with non-governmental organizations. We work with the government. We also set up educational models across the country in the form of interpretation centers around national parks. We've also developed the Science Express, the biodiversity education train, and the climate change special. So there's a lot of interesting ways in which we try and reach out and share a message as creatively as we can. And a lot of it is also due to the kind of people who are part of this institution, and also those who we partner with. So that's the way the center functions. Next, please. So we are as I mentioned, we are the national operator for the Young Reporters for the Environment. Just to give you a brief background about the organization that is behind this program. It is the Foundation for Environmental Education, which is an international membership-based organization, which is based out of Denmark. And they are into over 70 countries across the world. Basically, they run programs which are to do with young people, and also they have 2 certification programs. So the programs which focus on schools and youth specifically are known as education programs within the FEE, as it is called. These are the eco schools and the Young Reporters for the Environment and LEAF, LEAF. While the eco schools focuses on a handprint, a school-based action program, the LEAF is more of outdoor education. So while the first talks about project-based learning in the school and reaching out to the community, the second one, the LEAF, talks about or is focused on outdoor education and engaging young people, especially in schools, in nature-based solution for issues in the environment. And the third one, which is the Young Reporters for the Environment, that is a program which focuses on getting young people to be influencers and thought leaders through its program, trying to empower young people to take a stand for the concerns they feel. Next, please. So as I mentioned, it is the YRE, as it is popularly known. It gives young people between the ages of 11 to 25 a platform to research about environmental issues and look for solutions. And this is basically a journalism project where investigative reporting, photography, and video journalism are the 3 key ways in which young people can get engaged with YRE. It has been an international award-winning program on environmental education, with a lot of young people doing wonderful work globally. Next, please. So we'll just watch a quick, we'll watch a film about what YRE is.
Can one voice make a difference for the environment? Absolutely.
Can you just start it again?
Toward a brighter future for our planet. One voice, one person can inspire the world, but becoming an inspirational person requires gaining strong leadership skills. Develop these skills by participating in the Young Reporters for the Environment program. Every year, thousands of students ages 11 to 25 join the YRE program and learn about constructive journalism so they can lead global conversations about major environmental topics. By joining YRE, you will gain access to a network of like-minded students and teachers across 45 countries. You will have the chance to report from high-level international conferences and to participate in annual YRE competitions. In the program, you'll learn how to be a reporter with advanced critical thinking skills. You'll use a tested 4-step methodology to investigate, research, report, and disseminate messages worldwide. Your efforts will influence others to take immediate action. Participants in the program build skills for life and friendships to aid them in their environmental activism efforts. Once YRE, forever YRE. Don't let your environmental message, your one voice, go unheard. Join the YRE program today and become a leader for global change.
Yeah, thank you. This is inspiring, isn't it? Can we have the slides again? Thank you, Mansi. Okay, so what would we learn basically out of joining this program? And it as the movie, as you saw in the video, the focus is on communication. You would learn how to critically analyze issues and find solutions, do an in-depth research to really get into the depth of the problem and find solutions, improve your own knowledge of subjects related to sustainability and environment. So these are some of the very critical skills when you want to communicate and be a good communicator. Also, this is an opportunity for trying your creative skills, trying to innovate, and also learn how to take leadership. And especially this leadership is more about thought leadership, sharing your own thinking and your opinion and making it count. And also learn how to work together. Yeah, it's not just necessary that you need to work only alone. You need the teamwork definitely brings in different perspectives. And therefore, that's the next point where you learn to seek out different points of view on a particular issue, so that you understand that a subject can be seen from many angles. So there is no single thing can be seen only from one point of view. There are different ways in which people would relate to things. It enhances teamwork, citizenship skills. So you playing your role in the society, looking at issues which are real time issues, and being able to contribute to improve the awareness and understanding of those issues. Taking up social responsibilities as young people and developing leadership abilities, and also cultural understanding. So again, contextual, why people behave in a certain way, or what are the kind of cultural aspects of, say, an issue. So those kinds of questions also would come up when you would be researching an issue. And therefore, it is important that you kind of include all of this when you are working on a particular project. And we feel that, and we found that experience gained through IRE has helped increase interest in working in sustainability in the future. And whatever knowledge and skills the students would develop will be vital for their future work. So I think it is an important skill to have, and will be very, very helpful in future for anybody who's a part of IRE. Next, please. So internationally, it is this particular program is run in 43 countries. There we've been around 454,000 students have been involved, and it's also we try and involve teachers as part of this process so that they can be the facilitators. I'll come to that as we go along. There is a competition every year, as the video showed. And there are 3 categories, major categories, in which the competition accepts entries, photographs, videos, and articles. So you can see the numbers here. So there's a lot of interest, and 4,292 registered schools have been involved, and a lot of journalistic items have been produced as part of this process. Next, please. In India, we are CEE is a national operator since 2016. And the last entries that have been submitted to the international competition of 2020 You can see the figures. There are around 600 photos, 120 videos, and 630 articles that have come. We have a membership of 85 institutions as of now, both schools and colleges, and around 35,000 young reporters have been a part of this process so far. Next, please. So the WIRE follows a specific methodology, which is called a 4-step methodology. And it looks at investigating an issue, then researching what the solution would be. So it's not just about understanding and talking about an issue, but also looking at what could be an alternative or what could be the solution. And it doesn't need to be, it could be a local solution, it could be a global solution, so anywhere in the world. That's what I'm saying. Then create a report, which could be in the form of a video, which could be in the form of an article or a set of photographs or a single photograph, depending on what you want to do. And then disseminate. And dissemination is a very, very important aspect of this methodology, because you are trying to communicate what you want to communicate. So all your research and your report has to be in a form which can be disseminated, and use the avenues for disseminating it to as many people as you can. So that's how it works. Also, when we say that you take up an issue, it could also be something that can then continue. So it doesn't need to get over by once you have disseminated that your intervention is over, but it can be a process that can continue in your institution. Remember that this is a communication process, and therefore you need to remember that these W's and H: what, why, when, where, and how. So any of your steps that you take, these are the 4 W's and 1 H is something is going to be addressed at any given point. Next, please. So the first step, so we thought just clarifying what does it mean when we say investigate. It means identify and define a local environmental issue. It could be in your school, it could be something that bothers you, or it could be something that you're in your city or your town or anything in your country, depending on what you would like to take up. You need to define a local environmental issue, learn about it, meet people, and find out who the stakeholders are around that issue. You research the problem, interview people, collect information and data from credible sources. Next, please. And then find possible solution, research the solution, talk to people. Again, you need to engage with a lot of people, either physically or through email or through such conversations. So have conversations. That is a very important aspect of being a WIRE. Explore the pros and cons. So not all solutions work everywhere. So understanding what the solution, whether that particular solution would be feasible in a particular context. So again, that is also interesting thing to learn, that there is a contextuality to things. There could be a cost element, there could be something else, a resistance, and so there will be things that you will discover as you try and research solutions. Next. Create your report. So identify who you want to target. Who would be your target audience? Once you know your solution and find your understand your problem and find look for a solution, you'll also know that, okay, so this is the target audience I would like to focus on, whether it is your own peer group, it could be the corporation in a city, or it could be a police department in a city, or it could be anyone else. I mean, maybe farmers in a village. So this could be focused. The report would be focused on the kind of, or it could even be your school management. And so accordingly, you also choose the best way to reach and communicate. So what would work, whether writing articles would work, or doing a video would work, or doing photographs would work. So create an article, photograph or video that document it. So issue and a solution. So they should be doing that. Next, please. And then disseminate. So share your work, find avenues to amplify your voice. This is the most important thing, because it's not enough that you're not putting so much hard work just to kind of finish that and then just share it with CE. We need to look at avenues where we can actually get to a lot of people. So there will be a use of hashtags to tag young. There are young influencers with large following who you could tag. We will support you in all of this, because that will come later, the information. So use also media, popular media, newspapers. There are also global magazines, social media handles of your own institution and other institutions. So there are various ways in which you can conduct, organize local events. At the moment, it is not possible thanks to COVID, but maybe you could do a virtual event and share what you've done. So there is, there's a lot of creative way in which we can actually take this into the larger society. Next, please. So how does it work in our institutions? So the starting point obviously is registering your school or in college. I should have added college is also there. On the website, the web address is given here. We have the possibility of, there is a form, Google form on that, and then you can register through that. So you form a Vyari group in your institution, and definitely include students who are involved in school newsletter or are interested and have basic journalistic skills. Not everybody needs to be like involved in this, but at least have a few who would be interested in getting into the journalism part of this activity. Some students could be involved in conducting research. Some students are good at communicating in terms of, say, identifying people and talking to them. So depending on the skills on interest students have, it could be a mixed group. You identify, this group can then identify issue or issues and concern in the institution or community. It could be more than one group. It doesn't need to be just one group. So depending on the number of issues you want to look at, or maybe groups looking at a single issue from different perspectives. So it is entirely up to you how you want to do it. Then follow this 4-step methodology to research, find solution, create a communication, and disseminate, and also share it with us. We also encourage you to organize a community action day, which is that the dissemination through a way in which you can get people together or share it with, through a virtual mode, and so that a lot of people can see what you've done. And then we would like you to create a brief video of the project process, and challenges, outcomes, and share it with us. So this is something that, these are the steps that we expect institutions to follow who are joining us in the Vyari. Next, please. One thing I wanted to also make clear was that Vyari, while it is a journalistic process, but as you would have seen, it's more of learning to be communicators. So it's an educational initiative, and the competitions that are held are actually not the end. So once a Vyari, you always are a Vyari, as it said. So an institution can engage in actually be raising its concerns and make a difference to the society through using this medium. What will be our role? CE's role would be, we will help you structure the program. We'll mentor students for topics and stories whenever required. We will be conducting orientation workshops on photography, article writing, videos. Also, there are workshops by the FE Academy and CE Academy, which we will be would like you to join. So these information will be available on our site and will be shared with you as and when these get announced. There are also resources that have been developed lesson plans, there are project ideas, videos, presentations for teachers on the Wiry Global and Wiry India websites. So those would be very useful in terms of knowing what other countries are doing as well. There will be information on social media influencers, a list of who all with links, what kind of newspapers you could write to. These are suggestions and you're free to use them and also add to them in case we have missed out anything there. There will be information about opportunities for learning that we will be sharing with you from global FE partners. There is always an interest in among a lot of other partners of FE family, and we try and see whether we can twin our Wiry students with other countries, and that is an effort that we will continue to do. So that's the next point is collaboration with schools and colleges from other countries. We are also thinking about why not do a collaboration within the country between schools and colleges, and think about joint projects which 2 or 3 schools could do together. Then there are national and international competitions which will be announced, and today we will share information about these as well, and participation. In these competitions, we will be sharing that information with you for you to participate. And a certificate of participation and prizes to winners will be available, will be given by the program. Next, please. And we expect a teacher or youth facilitator. We've got young people who are also facilitating student groups. And so the role that we envisage here is to announce it in your institution or in your network, form the students groups, organize students orientation workshops. We will be making this slideshow available, and also any other material that you would need, we can plan it together. Expect you to support and guide the students in their projects, ensuring that there is a learning that happens during the process. Also planning of the community action day, documentation of the process. Just do a video report. We don't need too many reports, but it's important to understand how the group, what did the group do and what it went through. So there will be a format that we will share about what points do we want covered in the video report. Dissemination, I've already mentioned that, using video, photo, and article. And the media coverage of all the initiatives, anything that you do related to Wiry, it would be nice if it is shared across different mass media and your school and college magazines. And of course, participation in annual competitions and submission of entries. Next, please. Okay, so I think there is some Dhanush. Can you just
Ma'am, you are on mute.
You muted me also. So this is the registration link, and which it is on the SIAN website, the South Asia Youth Environment Network, which is a youth network of CEE, and this particular form will be available on this website. Next, please. I think Arzu has already also shared the information on the chat. I will now hand over to Arzu for continuing to talk about the Wiry competitions.
So now let's see what competitions there are under Wiry. The project engage young people to tell stories about world and environment. So these are the competitions that we have under Wiry program. So you can submit your entries in form of an article or a video or a good photograph. Under the photograph, either you can submit single photo reportage, or if there is a process or cycle kind of photo. For instance, if you are reporting about the composting, so that is a procedure. So you can take 2 to 3 pictures together, and you can make a photo reportage for that particular entry. So these are the three main categories that you can submit your entries. Talking about the competitions, we'll later also cover these competition details in the slides. So one of them is Act to Restore in continuation with the UN Decade for Ecosystem Restoration and Littlest campaign, then biodiversity, global biodiversity campaign. So we'll also cover these competition detail later in the slides. Moving to next slide. So these are the this is the article which was submitted nationally and was selected internationally as honorable mention. This entry was submitted by Sakshi Yadav, who is from Symbiosis College, management faculty. So these are the few examples that you can also include in article. You have to take 2 to 3 examples with the photograph so that you can explain the entire procedure that you have been following in your write-up part. So this, the one photo on the left corner side is drawn by like using any form you can draw or take an illustration which is available on online as well, or you can create your own example and you have to caption the photograph. So for instance, here it is mentioned that how to start a zero waste life cycle or lifestyle. So you can just create it on online platform or you can draw it. And then similarly, you have to caption each and every photograph that you are submitting. And also you have to submit photograph in article, and also along with that article, you have to submit separate photograph entry. Moving towards the next, we have example of video. So this video was also selected as honorable mention for the year 2020, and it was submitted by Abhishek Gopal Krishnan. So this was documentary kind of a video. So you can either compile some stories and you can create a storytelling kind of video, or you can make a documentary or something like using animations. Like today, in today's era, there are a number of video and photography courses coming on. So you guys have really good knowledge how to create more creative video with using animations and other creative means. So you can include any such form to make it more creative and which implement or show some solution, and you can just reflect whatever you want to say. So these are a few examples of video categories that you can include in your entry. Moving next, we have the example of photograph entry. So these photos were selected internationally. The one on the left hand side was selected as photo of the year as well for 2020. So similarly, you can see that there are number of SDGs which we can connect to this photograph. And accordingly, you have to mention that why this particular SDG that you have connected with shows a connection. For instance, recycling, we can see the caption that recycling make a good business sense. So this is very catchy title, and accordingly, you have to link your title photo with some SDG. For instance, the photo on the right hand side, this lady is selling fresh fruits. So you can link with the healthy food and eating like SDG number 3. So you can show the linkage of each and every SDG that you see with your picture or photo or an article. Similarly, you have to make it a very crunchy caption like eat local. So this attracts the viewers' attention that why should we eat local food, and how it affect when you purchase local food or you promote locally. So you are also promoting the business sense for local people who are in your vicinity. So similarly, you have to make a connection for SDG and a very catchy caption with a good photograph. Next, we have are the photograph which was submitted internationally. So these are the few examples from international entry. So we can see that there are 3 photographs, and the one on the right hand corner, there are approximately 57 million straws that the Canadians are using on the daily basis. And where do they end up? In a landfill or maybe in the ocean. Instead of biodegrading or dissolving, plastic only break down into tiny pieces called microplastic. So this photo has been artificially created. You won't see it in actual. So the photo depicts that you can create your own project idea with whatever idea you have in your mind. Similarly, talking about the first photograph on the left-hand side corner. So it says that there's one plastic glass and one glass material. So glass is much better over plastic because we can recycle glass, but we cannot recycle plastic. and only 9% of plastic is being recycled in these days. So it is better to use glass material or any material which we can recycle than just using single-use plastic or any kind of plastic material which is not reusable. So it is also having a very catchy caption for a brighter future, which means that if we are looking forward for a bright future, we have to switch to recyclable or any material which we can use for a longer time of period. The photo in the middle shows management issues. So there's a girl who is trying to put waste in the waste bin, but due to the constraint of height, she cannot dump that waste. So there she, if if there's some arrangement that she can just climb up towards the dustbin, she can dump the waste easily. So through this picture, the person who has submitted this entry has focused on the management issue. So you can similarly connect to any of the issues or any idea that you have in your mind and create the photo and submit that entry. Moving next slide. So these are the assessment criteria that you should keep in your mind while submitting any entry. So there's a jury for national as well as international when they assess the entry submitted. So it is actually divided into 5 categories, and each point is given 5 points. So when you follow each and every step, you get a 5 addition. So overall, that's a scoring of 25 points. So you have to maintain the structure and format for each and every entry category, that is photo, video, and article. There's some criteria that you have to keep in mind. For instance, when you submit article, so it should not exceed more than 1,000 words. So for each category, there are some criteria which we will cover later in our succeeding workshops. Then the entry has to be very honest and unbiased reporting. Like it should not only talk about one particular thing. Like there are pros and cons for each and everything. So you have to take it in consideration that you are honest and unbiased with whatever you are reporting. Then constructive and well-rounded perspective. So your perspective should be well-rounded and should be very clear in your mind that what you are reporting. And along with this, it has to be original. Like it should not be just copy and paste it from any other source. And in case of photograph, it should not be copied from or taken from Google or any other online medium. Then the last one is dissemination. So dissemination means you need to share whatever you are working. So the like if you share more amount of so there's many medium that we can share our work like photo, Instagram, social media, and other source of medium. So जैसे आप ज़्यादा decimate करेंगे, so you'll get more number of scoring based on the decimation. So it is very important to disseminate uh, very frequently so that you can reach out to more number of people. Next. So then annually we organize prize and felicitation ceremony. So national winners are invited and we felicitate them. And internationally, like winner on the national level, they get promoted to international submission. And those entries which are selected on national level are submitted on international level, and they get opportunity to participate in international conferences and other events as well. So this year we had online felicitation due to COVID scenario. Usually we have in-person felicitation ceremony. Moving next, we have other opportunities that being a YRE participant, you can avail. So there are a number of internships and training programs that YRE offers. So you can definitely participate in any of such trainings, and these are national as well as international training program. And then high level conferences, those who are continuously participating in YRE and are very active member, they get a chance to participate in international conferences like COP and WEEK. WEEK is World Environment Education Conference, and we are also looking forward ICSC conference, which is going to be arranged in month of September. So this is also one of the biggest opportunity for YD students who are very active. They can participate in ICSC meetings. So we'll be sharing the details about this in our later orientation or workshops program. Then we have Wiry Hub. Wiry Hub is a separate portal where you can submit your work. Like if you're creating an article, so you can just share that article on Wiry Hub. So it is another platform to share your work. So we have a number of opportunities where you can share the work that you have been doing. Then FE and C, both of them are running academic courses. So you can join those FE and C academic courses. And of course, international collaboration. Schools and colleges can collaborate with any other school or college within a nation or internationally. So internationally, when you collaborate with another institution, you get a better idea that what solution those people are working on. And if the conditions are similar on our hand, so we can work together with better perspective. So moving next, we have one of our alumni with us. So I call Mr. Bhargav Patel. He has been continuously engaged in wiring activities. Hi Bhargav, can you put on your
Hello.
mic and a video?
Yeah, sure. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Yeah.
So, can you just share how do you approach a subject for your content?
Sure. So, whenever whenever I'm trying to write anything, what I do is I find what is my interest. It's not like if we take an example of YRE, let's say I'm applying for the YRE 2021 and I am decided that I want to win this competition and take a part in a conference. So if I would have participated, what I think is I will not think to win the competition. I will say, okay, what are my area of interest, what are my area of interest, and uh, what are my area of interest, and uh, I will not think what is the hot topic right now. I will just think what are my area of interest and what can I do to explore those ideas. So what I will do is I will not think to get selected. Because I will think what is more important for me, what is more important for my community, and how I'm going to approach this problem with this particular idea. Okay.
Yeah, so it is very important that you don't actually write or submit any entry with the intention that you will win. So it is really important that you participate.
Yes.
Moving to some more information, what according to you is a good article, or like how do you define a power of writing?
So, okay, if I just give you a single tell you in a single statement, I'll definitely elaborate on it. But to just to give you this answer in a single statement, if I'm reading this article, after reading this article, in my mind, I should have a question. The article should raise a question on the current ongoings, current acceptable principles, and it should give me a goosebump. Like, let's say I read an article which tells about the technology and environment, and it's raised a question that, hey, are we using a technology on a right path to conserve the environment? If I just thinking out loud, if I just tell you, okay, we are trying to go to Mars and go to moon and try to be a multiplanetary species, but we are not been able to stop those fires in the Amazon. They are burning for months. So is this a right use of technology? So if I get an article like this, and if this article raise a question in my mind that, hey, I'm an engineering student, and I'm just telling about my perspective. Like, I'm an engineering student, I have a knowledge of technology. Am I using this knowledge into a right direction? Definitely there is no answer to a right direction, but from my perspective, if I am using that knowledge to save environment and to make this world better, not to leave this earth and go to Mars or any other planet to make it repeat the same history. So if I get an article like this would be a best article to read. It could be a different for a different field, but from my perspective, an article should raise a question on current acceptable practices, and it should propose a new practice as well. It should provide an evidence that, hey, whatever we are doing till now was wrong. It was wrong due to these things, and from my perspective, we should do this. This is the best article, or if whoever is writing the article for YRE, try to think from this perspective. Try to challenge the current acceptable scenarios. Don't afraid that, okay, I'm just a 22 who will hear my voice, but start writing it, think on it, revise it, read about it, and make sure you raise your voice. Let it be wrong. Even if you fail, that will be a learning for you, because definitely you are going to fail. when I first applied to YRE, my application, like I was not being selected. I was selected for the second time. So definitely there will be a failure, but take them, constructively and work towards it.
Yeah, it is actually true that each and every individual is having different perspective and we think from different point of view. So when we work together on single point, definitely will bring solution to that particular problem. And also that you mentioned that you should not write with the perspective of that whether it is a current issue or not. So exactly, we should not think that what the public is going through and like what's a hot topic among them. We should think what concerns us. So this is absolutely a very good idea that whatever you feel, you just pen it down with your thoughts and whatever you feel. So definitely, like once or twice, you might get a failure, but then definitely you are going to succeed. So
So
moving ahead, yeah.
I just want to add in that, like when you are writing an article and if you want to, evaluate your own work, just think like, is my solution scalable? Let's say I gave a solution for a better waste management, which is applicable for Ahmedabad. But will that solution work for, a city like Delhi, or even a country like, let's say, a country like USA? So think from the perspective of a scaling your solution up to a global level. You will definitely get an honest answer from your own work. That is my work, up to a mark or not.
Absolutely, and that is why where international collaboration can be helpful for YD student because in Ahmedabad city we are facing different problem, but those issues are not in some other part of country or maybe some different city. So this is an opportunity where YD participant can avail. And moving ahead, what are the avenues that you have used to share your work?
Okay. So my work is majorly divided into two segments. One is related to environment education, like what changes which we have to make into a current education system. Another is a completely technical, research papers kind of a stuff. So if I talk about, the first scenario, well, so my work is published on, it is published on YRE exposure page. So there are two blogs available there. First, talk about the current education scenario, what changes we need to mitigate the effect of climate change, and change the education system. So, and another one is the experience of a YRE. So second one is a video blog, and third, and this in the second section, I those are the research paper which I do, but they are completely from a different topic. So if for the interest of this introductory session, I I select like YRE Hub and a YRE exposure page. These two platforms are best for publishing your work on and showing it to showing to the world.
So you talked about wiry exposure. I would like to brief about this wiry exposure, what it is. Like we have a wiry hub. A wiry exposure is another platform where you can submit your work. So there's one wiry exposure global site and another one is for India. So we keep sharing articles and photographs on wiry India. So anyone who is interested, like when there's competition, you can definitely submit, but beyond that also you can submit your work and we can share it through via the exposure on the India side. So these were very like helpful insights and our audience must take this with themselves कि हम कैसे आगे बढ़ सकते हैं and what kind of work we do. We should do like you mentioned that we should not run behind the topic which is in the market, and also how they can share their work on different platforms. So thank you Bhargav very much for your kind words. Moving to next, we will have reflection from our young students who are from school. So Pranjal Rathod is from Ramratna School, based in Pune. So I would like now to call Pranjal Rathod. She submitted along with her group. So they worked in a group for a video presentation. So there were four students and they worked on ground. So they have documented all the activities and the solution that they came through while making the video. So it was a documentary kind of a video. So let's hear this from Pranjal Rathod. Welcome, Pranjal.
Thank you. Just a Correction. Our school is from Mumbai and not from Pune.
Yes, I visited your school.
Yes.
Okay.
First of all, namaste to everyone present over here. I am Pranjal Rathod. It gives me immense pleasure to represent my school, Ramratna International, on this platform, Wiry. Our school has been taking many initiatives that contribute to the environment. To name some of them, like seed ball workshop, where the students made seed balls, nurture the nature, where we made compost from the waste collected from the temples, extraction of colors from flowers to promote chemical-free Holi, dense forest project, where we planted over 1,500 indigenous plants on the land of 2,000 square feet, installation of a hand pump in a nearby village, Jamdar Pada, and many more. Statistics shows that 42.9% of rural areas use polluted water as a source of drinking water. Janjarpada is one such village which is close to our school. Though it is close to the city, this village was deficient of clean water and education for the children. Our school decided to address these two basic needs for them. We students used to teach their children, and we named this project as Knowledge on Wheels. But making clean water available was a challenge to us. After a survey, we figured out that installing a hand pump will be a good solution. Students collected a total of rupees 1,37,000 and through a program called as Coins for a Workshop, which was conducted by our school. Though it was not an easy task, nevertheless, overcoming all the challenges, we were ready for the installation, and finally, we installed it on 11th March 2021. The smiles on the face of villagers were worth millions of dollars. I would like to thank our principal, ma'am, Dr. Jaya Parekh. Ma'am, we are so fortunate to be part of this kind and noble initiative. I would also like to thank Wiry team for this opportunity where we can present and address environmental issues. Thank you.
Pranjal, it was really like you have already explained the procedure that you have been through while making this video. I would just ask one question, that how do you define a good video, like how to caption it or how to target the audience, or any other tip for our audience so they can create a good video?
Just mention everything, like from the whatever you started with a survey, and then you thought about the pros and cons about the situation. How are you going to install it? The money you require. Yes.
So thank you very much, Pranjal, for sharing these views with our audience. Moving next, we have another candidate with us. She is Anu from Maitri College, and she submitted her entry for Wiry SDG program, and she captioned this photograph, "The Earth is choking. We are at the 11th hour of this section." So let's hear this from her own self, that what made her to click this picture. And also we can see that this is not the actual picture. She had some idea and then she picturized it and captured this photo. So hi Anu, we welcome you to today's orientation.
Hi everyone, good evening. I'm Anu Dubey and I'll be in my second year. I'm in Maitri College, University of Delhi. So when actually my brother I and my brother both are very passionate about environment, and we are very passionate about sustainability. So I believe that even the little of things that we do can make a huge impact. So when I heard about this competition, and I knew that by this competition, even if I'm submitting a photo, and if people are seeing that photo and people are understanding my message, what I'm trying to convey, then they'll realize that there is something that we need to correct. So it was the Litterless campaign, and the first thing that came in my mind was single-use plastic. We all know that how harmful single-use plastic is for animals, for humans, when animals consume it. And if it continues for a long time, the whole food chain and food web will suffer altogether, and how it's choking everything. And the problem that I understood was that we all are so dependent on single-use plastic that we are just unable to see that if there are any sort of alternatives for that. And every time I talk to someone, people say, oh, but the single-use plastic is so cheap. What are the cheaper alternatives? But my argument always is just for saving some sort of money, just for capitalization, we are just destroying everything. So my main point was that we need to do something about it, because already we are very late. Already things are started to get bad, and if we don't take some action now, we'll be in loss. We are already in loss, but it will just continue for the worse.
Yeah, that is actually true that we are already in a loss, so we have to take action immediately. So, why do you think that the four-step methodology for wiring, like Madhu ma'am also explained about the four steps for methodology of wiring. So, why do you think these steps are important to understand the concept of environmental education?
I think I find this method very scientific and very practical, because if you want to present something to everyone, you need to follow all these steps. You need to know what is the concern. You need to tell everyone that this is the problem, and we need to tackle it. Then we need to know that how much it is distracting everybody, and then we need to present it to everybody. So I think all these four steps are just very scientific and practical. So it explains everybody very well ki, yeah, you have to do it this way. This is the right way.
Thank you, Anu. This was really helpful to understand the steps and the methodology, that it is really important to follow each and every step to get through one particular issue and bring a solution to whatever article or photo or video that you are submitting. So we had Bhargav who shared his experience of being an alumni, and then we'll listen to Anu and Pranjal. So this was very helpful to understand how Wiry is working in India on different level, and how students are submitting their entries. I would now like to call Madhuri ma'am to take this forward and brief us about the competitions and other things. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. We have time, no, Arzu? Another 10 minutes?
Yes, we have.
Okay. So can we go to the next, please? There's been a lot of questions about what kind of themes that we will be focusing on this time for the competitions and for the program as a whole. So as I mentioned, Vyari is an education program, but learning about communication and how to be a good communicator. All the Vyari entries, whatever students would work on, focus would be connected. You need to reflect on how it is connected to SDGs. So I think most of you would know that there are 17 SDGs and there is an agenda 2030. So by 2030, there are targets as part of these SDGs which need to be achieved. And so this is available online. So I won't get into details of what SDGs are. Vyari is focusing on these three themes, and this would be up to another 10 years. We will be looking at climate change, loss of biodiversity, and pollution as the key themes. And these are critical themes globally, as you all would know, because of the kind of challenges we are facing in terms of the biodiversity loss, impact of climate change, and the increasing pollution, because of which we do need to focus on it. So any entry or any project that you would do would look at how is it connected to any of these SDGs, and especially and we could work on these three areas. So you could submit your entries or do your work in climate change, in focus on loss of biodiversity, and also look at pollution. It could be entries which could connect all the three, or it could be single entries which could be individually submitted as well. Next, please. So the first of the campaigns, which we've been running for now 3 phases. This is the 4th phase and this year. And basically it focuses on litter and waste. It's called the Litterless campaign. And that has the objective of providing knowledge about litter and waste, and then looking at how do you reduce our litter and waste footprints. And this says again also has has to follow all the four. Any campaign that I will talk about follows the 4 steps of YRE. And so there are 15 countries, including India, and this is which are part of this Littlest campaign together with FEE. And the Mars Wrigley Foundation supports this particular campaign. So we follow all the YRE steps, just like we mentioned earlier. And the litterless would be one of the themes, which will go along with the larger pollution theme. So in litterless, we can talk about waste, we can talk about packaging, we can talk about single-use plastics, we can talk about circular economy. And so all the related aspects can be covered under the litterless campaign. Next, please. There's the other one, which is also just announced by the FEE, and CE will be also implementing this campaign through the YRE program and the Eco Schools program. So this focuses on biodiversity. So there are activities that happen as part of the biodiversity campaign that FEE is running. So basically it would look at raising awareness about issues of, say, for instance, impact of loss of biodiversity. Then there are issues of invasive species, like for instance, lantana plants, which you see in many places. Then issues in terms of the pollinators being affected due to, say, excessive use of pesticides and so on. So there are these kinds of issues which could be, or even which could be addressed as part of this particular campaign through the YRE. And of course, there are a number of other activities which you would be part of, and we'll share that information as we get. There are quizzes, and there are some teaching learning materials, lesson plans to be developed as part of this campaign. So the teachers here can actually also be part of this entire thing. Next, please. Okay, so CE launched the Act to Restore campaign in this is in line with the UN Decade of Ecosystem Restoration. And we are talking about 6 types of ecosystems. And this is with UNEP, United Nations Environment Program. And FEE and LEAF are a part of this campaign. Basically, what we are saying is you have a choice, exercise that choice. You can raise your voice and you can take action. So these are posters which are available online as well, which give an idea of what kind of activities you can take up. And we are running the photograph, article and video competitions focusing on these 6 themes. So these are not, you don't need to look at them as very separate campaigns, but it could be a part of any, your entry could be a part of any of these 3. Next, please. So this is the photography competition, which has already been announced for the ecosystem restoration. And you saw the 6 themes, and you could look at any of these themes and submit a good photograph following the YRE 4 steps. And the last date here is 30th October. There will be two rounds of this competition. So the first one will get over in November, and we will announce the second one in January. So there will be January to March. The international entries are taken during April, and results are announced sometime in September, August, September every year. So that's the cycle for all these photographs entries that come in. So we are also organizing workshops on how do you take good photographs, how do you make good videos, and how do you write articles. And the first one is coming up towards the end of this month. It would be a 2-day workshop of 2 to 3 hours each. So we will be letting you know the dates very soon. Next, please. Okay, so Arzu, would you like to take it up from here?
Yeah, ma'am. So these are the few hashtags that you can use while sharing any of your entries on any social media platform. So first is Wiry, of course. So you can use hashtag Wiry when you submit, and you can also tag us on our Instagram and Facebook pages. I'll share the details for our social media handle in later slide. We have then LHC, which stands for Little Less Campaign, then Young Reporters for the Environment, then hashtag Wiry LLC in capital, because we already have LLC separately. So when you add Wiry LLC, so make sure that you add in caps lock and Wiry Littleless, then hashtag Young Reporters, then Wiry LLC competition, then Wiry competition, Wiry India, and Wiry SDGs. So when you submit any of your work, you can absolutely use this hashtag so that your work can internationally be recognized, and they can cross post or reshare your work on their social media handles. Moving next, we have the list of yeah, so we can take up the questions. We have a number of questions in Q&A section. So
Okay. So you're reading them out, or should I do that?
yes, ma'am, I'll read it out. So the
Okay.
first question is, what type of environment problem do we have to investigate?
So this year, the theme I've already mentioned, it's biodiversity, pollution, and climate change. These are the broad themes under which we are looking at the biodiversity as a focus and littleless as a focus. And when we talk of biodiversity, we would be situating it into the ecosystem restoration. So particular ecosystems can be covered. So you might want to take up, say, a marine litter issue in a are near your home if you're staying near a coastal area, or it could be looking at, say, an issue which is to do with excessive pesticide use in agriculture if you're living somewhere nearby. Or I mean, it can be anything. I mean, it doesn't, you don't need to live there really, but I mean, if you have an insight into certain issue, or you want to raise that issue, you could take it up. So that's how I would answer. I hope I've answered your question. And is it necessary to make a group from school students? We encourage the schools and colleges. In Wiry, we are having, as you see, the age group is 11 to 25. So we have students from colleges, almost equal number of students from colleges, institutions, colleges and schools. So we encourage you to get as many students as possible to join and make groups. So and we do have registration of the school, and as an individual also you can register separately. But we encourage you to the school needs to be registered on our site, because we work through teachers also. So that's something that we would like to do. Arzu, you can clarify if I'm not clear.
Yeah, ma'am. There's one good question. If the project involved less privileged members of the community, how possible would it be to involve them in an external workshop or collaboration?
Okay. So we are open to conducting bilingual and workshops, and even in the local language. CEE is a national organization. So depending on where and who's, if there are enough people and the project needs that kind of, intervention, we are already thinking about conducting workshops in Hindi, for instance, along the Ganga, where we have some possibility of partnership with some of the institutions on that, on the bank, Ganga River kind of cities and towns. So but there is absolutely no problem. We can definitely do a bilingual program. So, and also it's try and see if there is the material can be co-developed by any teacher who wants to try and help us out also. So it would be nice to kind of work together on this. Definitely. Where do we have to send our entries? So Arzu?
So we have competitions on interval of 3 months, and we share registration Google form link to each and every participants that we are connected with. So you can definitely get in touch with us, and we can share the link with you. So there you can drop your entry, or else also on the website, we have mentioned the registration form link. So you can go there, and I'll just put the registration link in the chat box. So you can visit the Wiry India page and register for further entries and queries.
How many submissions from a particular institution is accepted? There is no limit on this. Even the same person can also submit more than one entry of different types. So we don't restrict any number. But I think one request would be that the teachers, it would be useful for you to, if you can vet those and send it to us, because a lot of times we get entries which sometimes have, are just copy pasted, and which may not look very nice in terms of when it comes from an institution. So it's best to also look at those entries and submit, and encourage the students to actually be as original as possible. So how can we participate as school? So there is like Arzu said, you can register as a school, and yes, you will have to give us the numbers of students who would like to participate. So initially you can give us a certain number, and we can always work on. If you have more, we will be happy to accept more students. And however the students' selection is your call. We don't get into that. It's student selection happens as part of the school, the institution, and the teachers are responsible for that. The training, we conduct teacher training, and we will be also participating in the trainings that you would, orientation that if you would be conducting. If you need us to do the orientation, we'll also be able to do that. But yeah, so that is possible. And we normally used to go to particular school and conduct trainings. Now, because of COVID, we are not able to travel. So it will be done online as far as possible at the moment. But yes, the training will happen.
There's another question, ma'am. Like Eco School, do we need to have a committee for Wiry too?
No. We are not asking for a committee, but we are asking for this group. And it's always good to have, say, a group of students who can be the leaders. So that is where the school or institution has done well, where they have had a structure where there are student leaders within that group. So if there is a group of 50, there are 5 to 10 people who take a leadership role within that, and they can actually support the teacher in leading this process. So that is the kind of group that we'll call it a core group. We normally don't call it an eco committee. So it's not formalized as in eco schools.
So there's a question from Rinku that in article submission, can one attach photograph also? Yes, of course.
You have to.
Yes, of course, it's mandatory to attach 2 to 3 photographs when you are submitting an article.
And age group 11 to 25 or above can participate. 11 to 25 definitely is part of Wiry, and above also, as we shared the Wiry Hub, you can definitely participate, and we can exposure and Wiry Hub, we can share your work. So that is possible. You can participate, definitely do that.
As ma'am has already mentioned that individual and group entries, both of them are allowed. So to answer Mansi's question, you can of course submit article in a like individual or in a group. So both of them are allowed.
Okay, so there is this dilemma that people have. I mean, it's a Wiry kind of dilemma also. Is this a competition or a training program for students? Not very clear. So it is a training program for students to be able to good communicators, and that the competitions give them that opportunity to actually see how they fare in an national and international arena. So that, I hope, Priyanka ji, answers your question. It's basically, we would like to, we see this as a education program for students, where the students can actually learn how to think more critically, how to analyze, and how to communicate with others. So that's the way we want to do it, and use this competition as a way in which to communicate further. So that's the way it is. As I mentioned earlier, competition is not the end. of anything. So it needs to be seen in terms of the looking at how you fare in terms of the international kind of arena, and also it gives you ideas in terms of what others are doing. So there is also learning that happens when you participate in something like this. Anything else I'm missing?
Participation certificate. So yes, each and
Yes.
every participant will receive a participation certificate.
Also the teachers. Yeah.
Yeah. Then there's one question for Act 2 Restore competition. Students
Yeah.
have to send their entries on individual level.
Sorry.
So
Is that a question?
for Act 2 Restore competition, whether students have to submit their entries on individual level or in a team.
No, I don't understand the question. Individual level or in a theme or in a team.
Team, yeah.
It can be either way. It follows the Vyari method. So it's the same. It doesn't change. It's just a theme that we are using. So if the theme is ecosystem restoration, and we are talking about 6 ecosystems, and within that you can use any of these as subjects. So it is a subject that you're looking at, and the methodology is that of Vyari. So you have to follow those 4 steps. You need to either apply as an individual or apply as in a group. So it's best to apply through your institution so that we can you can continue kind of working. So I will encourage you, but we will not discourage you from applying individually also. So please go ahead and do that.
So we have answered all of the questions. If there are any other questions, you can write them to us. I'll be sharing a detailed email to those who have attended today's orientation. So you can register your school or as an individual, and you can get in touch with us for more queries.
The last date for submitting the photograph 30th October for this year.
So on behalf of Center, yes, ma'am.
So both for Vyari, for all the competitions, for the LLC and for the other competitions, it's October 30th. And then there will be the next round would be in January.
Yeah, so on behalf of Center for Environment Education, I give a really heartfelt vote of thanks to our speakers and young influencers for the day, who spent their busiest time gracing the occasion. Today, we had the opportunity to hear your thoughts, and this is definitely encouraging us in our future endeavor. Like Pranjal and the team is working on ground with the community, this is really impressive. So you can absolutely work in a team or as an individual like Bhargav and Anu have been working. Your thoughts have enlightened our minds and shown us a new path. Thanks to all speakers for adorning the occasion and for sharing their opinion today. With a deep sense of appreciation, we thank our event coordinating team. I also want to thank the teachers and educators who have been actively involved in SEA's all program and encouraging the student to take part in all the activities. Without your support, student would not be able to excel. Once again, thank you to everyone. Lastly, I would like to thank all the audience and our young leaders who joined us today's orientation program. So this is Arzu signing off for the day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. You want to take a picture? I think the panelists, please put your
so all
on.
the panelists can put their camera on. So thank you, everyone.
All right, thanks. Are Khushbu, you've got everybody or not?
Pranjal, can we have your camera on?
Feedback link, Jayshree Nanda is saying.
So thank you, everyone. We are now signing off.
Yeah. There's somebody who wants the feedback link.
I'll be sharing detailed email, so there you can attach your feedback. We are not having any feedback kind of link.
Hmm.
So you'll get registration link with the email. So that won't be an issue. You can register there.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for joining.